There are two things that I have come to have found very, very true about us as human beings. And the first one I learned when I was a breathwork coach. Well, I still am, but I was teaching it regularly in person and online. And the biggest takeaway, hi Carrie, the biggest takeaway was that, oh my gosh, we will do anything to not feel our emotions, to not feel a feeling. Okay, so Melissa, hi, whether that is numbing with alcohol or food or Netflix or Instagram or porn or gambling or smoking, there's a million and there's no judgment. We do this because we don't know what we need and we're numbing and we're distracting ourselves. So we'll do anything. That's why lying on the ground or lying on the couch and doing breath work was such a revolutionary moment for so many people. It was life-changing. Breathwork changed my life, okay? It was so powerful to be in my body, to check into what I needed, to feel emotions I hadn't want to feel. You don't have to know exactly what you're feeling. Just feel it, okay? But if you're struggling with that, remember what I just said. We'll do anything to feel an emotion. We'll do anything to not feel our feelings. So you are not alone. The other aha as a coach, and the hill I will die on, right, is we don't know what the fuck we need. We don't know. And we make this so overcomplicated, okay? So if we're in the chronic pain, mind, body space, it's like, oh, I have to journal speak every day. No, you don't. You don't. It's just a tool. You need to know what the tool is for. So if you don't want to do that, like I did not journal speak. I still hate to write. I don't want to say hate because I have to do a lot of it for my business. It's not something I enjoy. So for me, journaling wouldn't have been helpful. I've had therapists in the past tell me to journal. I've never done it. Well, I mean, maybe like the one assignment, but it wasn't a tool that was going to be helpful. But I did recognize that journaling is for anger, and I did learn how to express my anger in healthy ways. And that's what I do with my clients, right? So what happens is people tend to, oh, I have to do journal speak because this expert told me, or this is what I hear this person did in their recovery story. So I've got to do the same thing too. And then guess what? They're pushing and they're forcing. And again, if it helps you, amazing. Okay. But this is all about checking in with what you need and what works for you. And sometimes there's resistance, of course, right? Like, I go to the gym and sometimes I don't want to go and I'm so glad that I do. So yes, they're tools. But understanding what you need, because otherwise you're just doing something out of fear, right? You're like, well, if I don't do this, pain's going to get worse, right? Instead of loving the process or liking it or enjoying it, right? So I was feeling a little anxiety today. Some of you are here live know I'm doing this big workshop and I got, a lot of new people signing up the past few days and my boyfriend's birthday is tomorrow. So I'm like running around town and I got some good treats for him. And it's like exciting to celebrate and then exciting to put my workshop together. And then there's just like all the things that I need to do this week. And I'm doing my normal coaching. And someone asked me actually like, how are you doing all of this? And it's like, great question. Most important, I'm checking in with what I need. Okay. And there's a lot here, right? That might have to be to say no sometimes. It's the people pleasing. Someone asks me something, to do something or to attend something. And I have to be okay and know that it's okay to say no. And that could be uncomfortable. Again, we'll do anything to avoid feeling our feelings. So if I say no and then I feel bad and they feel bad, I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say yes, right? We'll do anything to avoid feeling an emotion. And if you're an empath like me or highly sensitive, we don't want others to feel bad because then we'll feel bad. Turns out we're not responsible for other people's emotions. Okay, so I was feeling a little anxiety today. I was like running around town and it's really hot here in LA. So I lied on the floor, like on my back. I just lied on the floor and did some breathing. And then I did like a short insight timer. Some of you know I love insight timer. So I love the breath. Visualizing you're at the beach, you're in Hawaii, that doesn't work for me. So if it does, awesome. Okay, I'm just not much of a visualizer. I learned that when I was doing my meditation certification. I was like, I can't see these things, but I could feel it, right? So I lied on the floor, and I've told clients, lie on the floor and just breathe. Lie on the floor. If you like that, for me, it feels grounding, and just listen to some music. So I lied down and I did a short belly breathing, and it really, really helps. So this isn't about what you should be doing. Have you heard that little joke? You're like shoulding all over yourself, right? You're should or shouldn'ting all over yourself. It's about what works for you, and every day your needs change. They change all the time. It's so hot out here, so it's going to be different. And I slept great last night, but if I didn't, right, maybe I'm not going to be running around town as much today and doing less and the workouts. Well, maybe I'm not going to do a walk today because it's so hot, but I still need to do something. I'm going to jump on my trampoline. I'm going to go to the gym or a bar class. It's always figure outable. So if you're here live, let me know if you have a question. It's not going to be too long of a live today, but I just want to tell you that if this is making sense and you're tracking, you're like, I just don't want to be doing things out of fear anymore, right? It's like, I don't want to just be doing all these tools and I need to watch everyone's recovery story because I got to see what that person did because that's going to be the magic pill. There's no magic pill. There's no magic tool. This is so helpful. Send this to your people. There isn't a magic tool. I mean, somatic tracking, I will say, is like the gold standard. Use that one for sure. And self-care gets to be a lot more simple. We make it really complicated. You can lie on the floor. You have my permission. I don't know why the floor is just 10 times better than the couch or the bed, but you have my permission to lie on the floor, and that is your self-care. Your self-care could be sitting outside reading a book while you have coffee in the morning instead of rush, and I have to read a book on TMS or in my world, like a marketing book. That could be your self-care. That could be your tool, right? Because we think we've got to do like the self-care, like a journaling or a meditation or maybe yoga or somatic tracking. And I want this to be much more simple. Your self-care could be drawing in a coloring book, right? Playing with your kids. So if this is sounding good to you and you want to learn more about this and you agree that this could be a clusterfuck, right? If you're not feeling your emotions, because turns out, like I said at the beginning of this, that's the thing that none of us want to do. We'll do anything to avoid it. So maybe even do a tool that doesn't work or do something to distract ourselves because we don't want to feel it. So if we're not feeling our emotions, which is the catalyst to chronic pain, right? John Sarno 101. If you're not feeling your emotions, they're going to come out sideways as chronic pain or symptoms or any of these persistent pain symptoms. And then the other one that I said that we don't know what the F we need. So how can we get our needs met? And I keep saying this, and if you're in my world, your brain just feels so safe when our needs are getting met. And I'm not talking about water and shelter and food, although that's important. But if you're watching me on your fancy iPhone, you probably have got check. You're eating, hopefully, and drinking water, and maybe you need to work on your sleep, but that's not that's the problem. That's what we think our needs are. Well, I slept or I had water and I ate and I live in a house, so all my needs are met. No. There's much more. If you're sensitive, if you're an empath, if it's a period of time in your life, right? So I work with people that are in menopause or perimenopause. I have 2 clients right now who are pregnant. Their needs change, their hormones, right? Whatever is happening in your life. If things are really stressful because your mom moved into the house with you, your needs are different because you have someone there that you wouldn't have before. All the things. If your dog is sick, lifing. Your partner's stressed out or whatever it is. Your needs change all the time. And we just think that we're going to okay, Jeannie, just tell me every day what's my protocol I'm going to do. Every day the same routine. I never have my clients on the same routine, okay? They have a protocol and then they get to decide based on what they need. And that just makes things so much more simple. So it's like a toolbox that my clients have. Hi, Rudy. It's a toolbox and then you pick. And you pick based on things you practiced and what you like. And sometimes you got to shake things up, right? Keep going. Oh, my normal walk didn't do it for me today. Okay, I'm going to change it up, add something or do it differently or how else. It's always figure outable. Okay, my loves, so if you haven't signed up for my workshop that's happening this Thursday at 4:30 Pacific, it's free. Okay, you need to get in the room with me. If you've never been on one of my live trainings, if you've never done breath work with me live, if you've never worked with me live, you need to get in this room. I haven't done a live free workshop in over 4 years. 4 years. And I don't know when I'm doing one again. So it's always figure outable. Try and get there live. Obviously, I've got a lot of people on Instagram and you've told me you're international. That's totally fine. And life, it's busy. I know it's the time of year, it's busy. But if you can come even just for part of it, you'll watch the replay. Do what you can because this is important and you are important. And there might be parts where you're a little uncomfortable because you're like, I'm doing that. I'm avoiding, right? I'm numbing with food or alcohol, or just working too much. That's a great one. Then there's something magical about being in a room with others who get it. Obviously, if you come live, you can ask questions. I'll have some clients there who can chime in and assure you that they're on board with this needs thing. It can sound kind of hard and overwhelming, but it takes practice and I promise you'll get it. Okay. But it does take some effort, but you're worth it. And this is worth it, okay? And I want you to know I get it. So tell all your friends, tell all your people. If you have any questions, let me know. But do what you can.